Hey everybody, welcome. Woohoo! Who's excited to be here today? Another Wealthy Winning Wednesday and the start of a new year. Woohoo! Yeah. All right, we've got already people tuning in. Thank you, brokerage owners, for taking time out of your busy schedule to learn about branding and image for your company. Today is going to be a hot session. I know you're going to learn a lot, take away some great tips, and I even got some activities for you to do to keep the momentum going and to keep you working on your business all year long, setting those goals and plans that I know you can reach. All right, who do we have joining us today? Let's go over to the chat. Christina, Happy New Year to you too. Okay, awesome. Please type in the chat. Let us know where you're from. I'm just going to type in welcome and where are you joining us from? Okay, so let us know what city, state, or area you're in so we can say hello as you're joining us today. I'll give you a little sneak peek of the books that we're going to be talking about. Let's see, we have, okay, Liz Goodgold. There we go. Red Fire Branding. Awesome book. Lots of great tips. You can get it on Amazon. If you're also living in the Southern California area and you're fortunate enough to see her speak at an event, she often has a booth where you can get an autographed copy, which is great. Okay, Gwendolyn from Detroit, the Motor City. Hey, Gwendolyn. Awesome. We have Brittany from San Diego. Yay. And Ashley from Greenville, Texas. Welcome, Ashley. Shukita from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And awesome. Great. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Let me give you a sneak peek of one more book we're going to be talking about today. Okay. This is called Build Your Brand Mania from Matt Bertram. And it's all about being credible, being an authority, and attracting your ideal clients because of your authenticity. So really, really great book too. And okay, we have Irene from Colorado Springs. Hi, Irene, sorry, and welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Got one more thing to show you while we're waiting for everybody to check in. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that there. Like, there we go. The light's a little bit bright. That is the 2019 Goal Achiever. And it might be backwards from what you see here, but the 2019 Goal Achiever is from our company, our Realty Pro Advisor company. And it's a great little planner that you can use every day. A daily planner, but it's more than just a planner. It has a daily action plan. Whoops, let's see if you can see that. Okay, I know with the light being bright, you probably can't see that, but anyway, it's a very cool. It's a daily action plan. You have your weekly checkup and your goal setting for the year, break it down for the month, and each day, at the end of each week, you write in here how many new seller prospects, how many new listing appointments, buyer prospects, transactions closed, and then you tally these up each month. And then you put it, have a annual tally based on all the months put together. And then you compare that at the end of the year with what you said your goals are, so you can see how you stayed on target for the year. So anyway, still available today. If you want to grab your copy, we're going to talk about these books a little more today. So welcome, everybody. Who's ready to get started? Woohoo! All righty. All right, let's go ahead and looks like we have more people checking in. Welcome, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started with our slide presentation because we've got a lot to cover today. So, all right, there we go. Start, sustain, and scale up your brokerage. Blueprints to build your empire profitably. And today is step 9, branding and image, which is a really important topic that we all need to think about when we start our company, when we're growing it, or just when it's time to do a little tune-up and see why we're not attracting the ideal clients we'd like to have. Okay. Oh, Celeste says Happy New Year. Hey, Celeste, I think you're joining us from Hawaii, right? Awesome. Welcome. As you know, our sessions are for Fortune 500 concepts that we're teaching without the M.B.A. price tag. So you can take all this great knowledge that I've been learning, extract it from my brain, put it in yours, and have a successful brokerage. And that's what we do at M.B.A. Broker Consultants. We work hard to get you information and knowledge to help you become more productive, more profitable, and at the end of the day, serving more people. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. In today's mastermind or masterclass, we're going to have the 9th of 12 steps to build your empire, an activity workbook, a bonus download. We actually have 2 bonuses. You're going to hear about those more today. You're going to love them, and some awesome resources at the end that are really great. So I think everybody knows about me already, so we won't spend a lot of time on that because we've got a lot to do today. But let's just pause for a moment. And I just want to let you know that you, yes, you are a shining star. You are a person who is capable of shining your light brightly and affecting others around you, impacting them in a positive way. And branding is part of your message that helps you shine brightly. So why should we brand our company? Well, your brand is an image of you. It helps people be aware of your business, and it brings back the name and company recognition. So think about first impressions that people get. Do they immediately think of you as a big successful company, or a little mom and pop shop, or somebody who's experienced, credible, or maybe somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about and their message is inconsistent? So all of those are really important. And it's really critical to be consistent with our message and our branding and everything we do, because people know what to expect. For example, if you go into a Starbucks, whether it's here or across the country or maybe even across the world, you know what to expect. You know because of the brand, and you know that they're all going to offer the same types of products. You know what service to expect. You know what the store is going to look like. Or at least it's going to be professional quality, right? So that is something really powerful to your prospects. And your prospects are, again, your agents and your buyers and sellers, that they know what you stand for and they know what to expect. Branding also helps you to command higher prices for your company because of the name recognition. Now, when you think about a brand that is an upscale brand, maybe, and on luxury homes, do they do anything different than maybe the companies that are in the lower price neighborhoods? They probably don't do much different, except they have the brand, and the brand is well known and people know what it stands for, right? So a brand helps you build trust and build loyalty, and it's important to always be visible and recognizable. It's all about your reputation, right? So people don't know you, but once they know you, then they can come to like you. Once they like you, then they can build trust. And sometimes we go out there and we're asking people to do business with us at a very high level, buy a $500,000 house or $1 million house, or sell their $1 million house, or we're asking agents to put their career in our hands, and yet there hasn't been any trust built. And that's because of our messaging. Either we haven't built a personal relationship or we don't have the messaging that builds that trust. So the trust is the last step. The first step is, do they know you? Where are you? Do they know where you're at? Do people see you? And the second step is, do they like what they see? And then the last step is, yes, we know you, we like you, we're willing to trust you. And that's when you start building the trust with your messages, your repeated, consistent messages over time. So today's topic is about branding. We're also going to talk about image, visibility, and your company's identity. So that is the customer's perception of your company. And we'll have some activities and bonus gifts. But first we have a poll. Our poll is, what is your brand? So let me go ahead and get a poll started here. What is your brand? The answers are A, brand is marketing and promotions. B, brand is your logo and colors. C, brand is how customers perceive your company. And I think most of you will know this because we just talked about it, but also we think about other companies. I mentioned Starbucks, and you could think about maybe Walmart versus Neiman Marcus, right? So how do others perceive your company? And that's your brand. Okay, we have 100% of people saying C so far. Any others? Anybody on A, marketing promotions, B, logo and colors, C, how customers perceive your company? Okay, we're going to end the poll now because everybody said C. Woohoo! All right. Your brand is how people perceive your company, and that is correct. Good job, everybody. So your brand, what does it say about you? Does it speak about your values? Does it project your company's vision? What about the image that others see? What perception do consumers have when they see your name? And are you visible? Credibility begins with your presence. Where are you seen? How often? In what circumstances? And then last, your identity. What your brokerage stands for, not as you tell people what it stands for, but as they see and what they perceive. So it's all about the message you're giving and how that message is being received and perceived by your consumer base, which is, again, agents, buyers, and sellers. You have two different customer bases. Okay. Activity worksheet. Okay, let me put the activity worksheet up right now. File sharing. Okay, it's called Masterclass Activity Number 9. I just went ahead and shared the file. Let me know if you got it, please, so we can make sure everybody's getting it. We have quite an extensive activity worksheet today. You're going to see on page 1, there is a 4-part series, a place for you to sketch your logo or new design, write out your color scheme, which we're going to talk about today, and your tagline or your mantra, or sort of what your company means to you and what you want people to see. So, okay, Gwendolyn received. Okay, great. If you go through the activity worksheet on page 2, there's a template for the business owner's bio. And the bio is really important because when you start speaking at events, when you start doing press releases, when you start doing business at a corporate level, you're going to need that bio. And most people don't know how or where to get started. It's actually very simple. So, and we'll talk about that today, but I've included a template for you to get started. And then pages 3 through 5 is the color palette and the color wheel. And you can see all of that information about the color wheel, which we'll be going over today as well. So everybody ready to get started? Yay! Visibility and credibility. Okay, this book, the that I have. Let's see, right here. Build Your Brand Mania talks a lot about your message and how your message is perceived by others. Do they see you as an authority figure on your topic? What is the type of presence that you have in your market? And most importantly, how is it perceived by other people? Is it recognized as a respected company? Are you building your reputation? And what type of story are you telling with your branding and your messages? Is it inconsistent and scattered, or is it very focused and people will know right away what you do, and there'll be that brand recognition? If you get this book, which I do recommend on Amazon, they also talk about creating a buyer persona, which we're going to touch on today, and a USP, unique selling proposition. Also, how to get free media coverage to establish your celebrity status, and also about using landing pages. We're going to talk about website, email today too. So, okay, let's keep moving here. Social media. I think everybody would pretty much agree that social media is one of the big areas where we can make an impact with our brand. And most of it's free unless you want to pay for ads, except that it takes a lot of your time and takes so much of your time you might have to pay somebody, so then it's not free. But the first thing you want to do with social media is to take an audit. What is your digital message as you are presenting yourself and as others are perceiving you? And let's take a step back, because you're a brokerage owner. Now, what are your agents saying about your company? Or what are they saying about themselves that makes others perceive your company a certain way? So if you have agents who are selling a lot of houses and they're posting on social media with pictures of happy buyers, pictures of houses, handing buyers the key, celebrating with their clients. And then you have, on the other hand, another agent over here who goes out to the bar, posts pictures of himself partying and drinking with his friends, and, nothing professional about that page, curse words and, political rants. Both of those messages are equally impacting consumers for your brokerage. And that's why it's important to have some type of a social media policy for your brokerage. Have it in writing that you can enforce across the board for everybody, so that your social media message to the public is the same for all people that work for your company, whether it's agents or assistants or anybody who's posting that the public perceives. And remember, real estate agents, they're not employees. We're not employees. We are business owners, and real estate agents are like mini business owners, right? So what that means is that there is no separation between business and personal. It's all meshed together. And we know our personal life is our business life, and our business life is our personal. So when people see our messages, they, to them, they perceive that as our company. So that's something to think about. Let's talk more about social media, all the different sites out there: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, Vimeo, blog sites. So we said social media is free, although you can pay for ads, and actually that might be a good use of your ad money. But you might have to hire an assistant, and I suggest doing that because it can be very time consuming. One of the great things about social media is that you can create and manage a community page. And a community page could be on Facebook or Nextdoor, or you could even do a group. And that's a place to bring people together for a common interest, where you're not really advertising per se, but you're building your brand because of the message people see. You're keeping them engaged. involved and you're building your tribe, if you will. So also you can get the people that respond to you on social media, find a way to get their contact information, go ahead and put them on in your CRM database, right? And put your social media posts on autopilot. I mentioned Hootsuite there. You can post weekly and syndicate, or you can, there's other sources you can use as well. And we're going to talk about that more. So let's keep going here. Oh, and always show your personality. People don't want to just see a stiff business person. They want to see the real you that's vulnerable, having fun, enjoying life. You have ups and downs in life. But again, if you have some really bad downs in life, because people perceive that as your business, you probably don't want to post that either. But definitely still show your personality and that, there are ups and downs in life. Okay, so now we have the Katie Lance book. It's called Get Social Smart. And one of the things that she talks about that I really liked, I watched a couple of her webinars, is something that is pillar content. So you want content that's high quality, that's original, that's your authentic viewpoint, that resonates with your company's core values, your mission, your vision, and then take that and create batch content is what she calls it, 2 to 4 hours a month. So just spend one afternoon and create all your social media for the month. And you can create a new video each day, and then you can, or do a whole bunch of videos and post one each day. And then you can sort of, schedule it on your calendar, which is part of one of our gifts today as a calendar. So we'll talk about that shortly. One thing to be aware of is what's the best time of day to post. And if you want to find out when people are responding to your Facebook page, you can go to Insights, Posts, and here Katie Lance shows an example of how her Facebook posts work and what time of day people are listening or watching or that type of thing, and see what the reach is. So that's a really great tool that you can use for measurement. And then you want to see what has worked for you in the past and what hasn't. So here in Facebook Insights, she went to different posts that were published. It tells who's being targeted, how many people were reached, and how successful it was. So it's good to always measure and come back to that, right? And also Instagram, Google, YouTube Analytics. You can do the same thing with all those. You can evaluate and determine which ones of your social media posts are working and are most successful. Okay, now we're going to talk about blogs, which is sort of related to that because blogs are not as short. They're a little longer than a social media post where you just might have a picture, with a happy agent, welcome to our company, and they're excited to join your company. Whereas a blog, you're actually giving more content, more information, and you're providing value. That's the main part of a blog, is you want to provide valuable information to your consumer base. Again, we have two consumer bases, the agents, and then we have buyers and sellers. So in your blog, definitely keep it brief because people aren't going to want to read a novel. So you want ideally 2 to 3 paragraphs. Each paragraph should have 3 to 5 sentences at the most. So that's not a lot. But what you want to convey is that you're giving helpful advice, and it's from a viewpoint of somebody who's an authority on the topic, and they can benefit from your valuable advice. Now, make sure that you use key terms, key words that will be picked up by SEO to get, as we call it, Google juice, right? And also you want to have some visuals and or video to accompany the content, because people like the pictures. A picture says 1,000 words, or a video, because a lot of people do like clicking and watching the video content. So I would suggest having it available multiple ways. You can even say the same thing, have it on video and written out. So the main thing about blogs, just like social media, is be persistent and consistent with our message and posting. Now, I know some people say, oh, I don't know what to post about. I have a blog and I haven't posted in a year because I have no idea what to put on there, and I don't like writing. I'm not good at writing. Okay, well, don't worry about that. Here's some 5 ideas of places where you can get content that will really help boost your company's branding and will also make it easy for you, yes, even if you're a non-writer, easy for you to get a message out. Okay, the first one is a neighborhood event. All of us have events happening in our neighborhood, and oftentimes as real estate agents, we're out there and involved in our communities. So all you have to write is something, we had the art in the park today. There were, 20 vendors, and here's some snapshots of some of the wonderful paintings were available. A lot of residents came out and supported this. What a great place to live. Put in your name of your city, your name of your state, your name of your neighborhood, pepper those words throughout. And that's a pretty easy thing to do. You're going to be there anyway. Why not just take some photos and talk about it? Number 2 is good news. So that's something that's positive and upbeat happening. It could be new buyers, a new agent at your company, whatever it is, just something positive happening. It could be also, number 3 is your spin on the news. So a lot of us subscribe to news content for real estate, or we can just go to the headlines. And how does that interact with your real estate market? How is that going to affect what's happening in your neighborhood? So if this is your opportunity to talk about your opinion, and we all love to give our opinion. So you just talk a little bit about what you think is going to happen, or an example might be, oh, we saw that loan interest rates are going up. And so now is the time for buyers to get in there before the market changes. And we still have affordable houses for sale. We have this house and that house, and come see us for a complete list. Number 4 is gratitude. Gratitude is coming from a place of helping others, giving to others, serving others. And then your message is not seen as totally self-serving or, it's all about us. Your message is about others. And that sort of ties in with number 5, which is recognition. And in that one, I would feature a local vendor. It's pretty easy to find locally owned businesses. You're doing business with them every day. You're hoping that, they reciprocate and do business with you as well. So for local recognition, you just go to a store that you're at. It could be a toy store, it could be a bakery, it could be a printing or a publishing office, and just talk to the staff or the owner and snap a few photos, and there you go. So that's something great to talk about. And of course, remember to seed some keywords in there: the city, the state, the neighborhood, and houses, homes, real estate, all of those key terms. So everybody excited still? Okay, because I have some content for you on towards the end today. We're going to have a list of various sources where you can pull content for blogs. So what is image? Image begins with you. It begins with the company name. The company name is something that it represents you and your company. So definitely it shouldn't be chosen randomly. I suggest not using your own personal name if your plan is to grow beyond a mom and pop shop. But use keywords. Again, we mentioned the SEO search, the Google juice, and use the word home if you can for residential sales. Make it unique, interesting, and different, but not too long. Brief. People have to remember how to spell it. Along that note, one word that people can never remember how to spell is realty. A lot of people spell reality, they put an I in there. So if you do put the word realty in your company name, which I do not suggest doing, but if you do that, you should get that domain name and then also get the domain name with a misspelling of the word reality too. But anyway, make sure your company name aligns with your core values. You want to have that emotional appeal that attracts people. And then after you have your company name, you want to also do a tagline and your mantra. And you're going to see that in the workbook, the worksheets for today. Now, Liz Goodgold in her book, Red Fire Branding, which I have right here, pretty awesome book. She recommends that you have different names for different services, which I do agree with that. And we have talked about that before. But your residential sales division, I suggest incorporating the word home or homes into it. Property management, I suggest having a different corporation with a completely different name, because property management, as we know, is litigious. You're dealing with a whole different set of client base, and you don't want them, the angry tenants, to taint your good name that you've worked so hard to build with your residential sales. Also, if you have a commercial division, that's, apples and oranges from residential, and you want to think about what would be a good name to represent your investors, your commercial investors, who are a completely different client base than your, mom and pops who are buying residential homes. And then you have REOs or any other lines of business. If you're going for a specific niche, you might want to think about branding your company for that niche as well. What about your company logo? That's something that I know we spend considerable time talking about in the groups. I do suggest having a professional design and full color. I suggest having a few different versions of it. Have a JPEG and a PNG version. You should also have a square version as well as a rectangular version. And you're going to find out that as you go through social media and various advertising and marketing places, or even on your letterhead, you're going to need different sizes. So I suggest having a square logo, also have a rectangular logo, and have a black and white version as well as a color version, because there will be times you'll need black and white as well. When you have your handbook for your agents, you're probably also going to have a style guide, which we'll talk about shortly. But in that style guide, make sure that you specify the logo, the PMS colors used in the logo, and measurements. So for example, if it's 3 inches by 4 inches, then that ratio of measurement should always stay the same, the 4:3 ratio, regardless of what size, how big or small your logo is. Otherwise, have you seen those logos where people kind of stretch it and it looks weird? And lastly, a copyright caution. Don't use somebody else's copyrighted logo or things. In fact, I suggest using a professional designer, somebody that you can trust, that can go back and update it as time goes along, somebody that can incorporate it into your other materials and things like that. Oh, now let's talk about you. Okay, for your headshot, your portrait photo, that's really important, not just for you, but for all of your agents in your company, because they all represent you too. So if you have the agent over here, she's wearing a nice business suit, she always has her hair done up, and then you have the guy over here with his flip-flops and t-shirt and torn jeans. They both represent your company. So think about not just necessarily an everyday practice, but the headshot photo that you want people to see when they come to your site, when they come to your social media posts. So again, make sure that they represent your brand, your company. And I have in here suggestions for ladies: a headshot, wear a nice blouse, bring a suit jacket so you can do one photo with, one without. And for gentlemen, wear a button-up shirt, bring a suit jacket and tie, try one with and without. Now, if you service a specific niche that doesn't dress up. Like, say, for example, you're an equestrian agent, you service rural property, and you're out there, in your boots and jeans on acreage every day. You might want a headshot with your, cowboy hat on, or, wearing, a different type of attire that says, hey, I'm an outdoorsy gal. I'm out in the field dealing with horses and, animals and agriculture and rural property. So think about the branding as it reflects in your company. And remember, colors are important in your photos too. Okay, now just a brief little reminder about the elements of design. Now, this is something I learned in one of my design classes at Cal Poly, and the acronym is CRAP, which is not a great acronym, but it really helps you remember the elements of design. And C stands for color and contrast of colors. R is for repetition of fonts, whether it's geometric design, your echo theme, echo the theme throughout everything you do. But really, you want that repetition for the consistency. A is for alignment, or how things are aligned on the page or on the screen. And P is for proportion, either size and the proximity. So keep those 4 things in mind as you're designing your, your flyers, your website, or your social media posts. That's just a little tip there. And by the way, that is on your worksheet too. Okay, we're going to pause now and take a little poll about graphic design. So I'm going to go ahead and put the poll up. And the poll is called, Who Designs Your Graphics? And the answers you can choose from are A, we pay a low-cost site, such as Fiverr. I just gave that as an example. B, we have our own professional designer on site, or we use our own professional platform, such as Maxa designs, which I'm going to show you right now. Or C, everyone creates their own. So in C, the agents are creating their own graphics, you're creating your own, and everybody's sort of doing their own thing. Okay, who designs your graphics? Okay, we have C as an answer. We have A. Okay, good. Anybody else? We'll give you a couple of minutes. Okay, a couple of moments, maybe, not minutes. Who designs your graphics? A, we pay a low-cost site. B, we have our own professional designer or platform. And C, everyone creates their own. Oh, by the way, if everyone creates their own, one important thing you do want to have is a style guide, because a style guide gives the guidelines to your agents, as we discussed earlier, to make sure that everybody in the company is using uniform fonts, uniform graphics, that your branding is correct, your branding is a certain size, certain colors, and all of that. So, okay, great. So I think A is winning so far. We're going to go ahead and end the poll. And A1, we pay a low-cost site, which is Fiverr. And now I'm going to introduce you to Maxa Design, which is a template product for all of your agents. It's a way to have a platform or a suite that everybody in your company can go to. Everything's professionally designed, whether you want flyers, brochures, social media posts, email background. There's minimal oversight from you. So when you start to scale up and you get, 30, 50 agents, you don't have to be involved in every single ad that goes out because they're producing a lot of ads. So this allows you to have some control over the content, the branding, the style, the design, but yet you don't have to be involved in every single decision that's made, because we know a lot of times the agents aren't going to come to you for all that because they're doing a lot of marketing, right? You want to make sure that on social media, there's always a tasteful style. So Maxa Designs allows you to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just post a link to that so you can see it. Okay, there you go. I just posted the link to Maxa Design. You can go ahead and look around a little bit, take a tour, and sign up for a demo, and enjoy. Okay, we have here a color palette wheel, which you'll also see in your handout, the masterclass activity sheet. I think that's on the last page 5 there. And it's just to start your mind thinking about the different colors, color schemes, color designs that you would use. Try to think of a theme, right? Generally, you're going to have, in your color scheme, you're going to have one bold color and one complementary color and then one highlight color. So you can see here, we have black, red, and like a light gray. And then we, of course, also use white for some contrast, or gold. So keep it clean and simple. You can use borders, or borders can be implied, but the font you want to use is large enough for people to read, and you want to have it either the same or the contrasting font family. So choose from 1 or 2 font families, but that's it. You don't want a whole bunch of different fonts, okay? Here's some color moods. Black can be seen as elegant, upscale, important, ominous, or death. White can be seen as cool, pure, clean, modern, youthful, bright. It could be seen as empty or minimalist. Red is passion, excitement. Orange is warmth, energy, joy, brightness. Yellow is caution, or healthy, or clean, or inspiring. Green could be cool or natural, refreshing. Blue could be cold, or it could be stable and calm. Purple can be dignified, mystic, or unique. Gold can be rich or wealthy. Silver can be strong, smooth, or practical. So again, these are just some color moods to think about, and think about how your company aligns its values and how that is shown through the colors and the color moods. Again, here's some color combos along with some highlight colors. And you might want to consult a designer regarding your color combos, the warm and the cool colors, and choosing from the color palette. Okay, branding. We've talked a lot about branding, but we're going to talk about family branding. That means all of your collateral is consistent. And in the Maxa design that I've put up, hopefully everybody's able to take a look at that. You can see that the branding is consistent because the designs are consistent. The logo, the colors, the tagline, all of that is consistent. So make sure you have an office policy with the different types of advertising that your agents are allowed to do. Your office policy might include the logo colors, the size, the standards, your company name, right? So for example, if your company is, like our company is California Coast and Country Homes, Inc., and it's going to be abbreviated probably. What is the correct abbreviation? Is it Cal Coast? Is it California Coast? Is it Cali Coast? So make sure that your company name is being used consistently across the board. Provide marketing templates and make sure that you do require them to get their ads approved. Now, if you're using a service like Maxa, there's a way that you can approve the ads yourself, or you can just, feel confident that what they're using behind the scenes there is fine because you've already set up the parameters. And lastly is the realtor registration mark. So if you are a realtor, you can use the word realtor, but make sure that you use it in capitals with the little R registration mark, and that it's used appropriately. It's generally not used as part of a name of a company or in a tagline. But again, you can refer to the realtor rules to find out more about that. What you don't want to do is get your whole company branded a certain way and then have to change it later, right? Okay, so we talked about family branding. Repetition, unity is important, and having a theme is great, but keep it professional. All right, we have one more little poll for you here, so let's grab our little poll, reset. And this poll is called, what differentiates your brand from competitors? All right, I went ahead and put the poll up. Is your brand differentiated because your logo is eye-catching? Or would you say it's because of your unique tagline or your company name is attractive? So go ahead and select one of those 3 things that differentiates you and your brand from competitors. Is it A, your eye-catching logo, B, your unique tagline, or C, our attractive company name? Okay, so far we have C as an answer. And by the way, if you're looking at these and thinking, well, I really don't like our logo or tagline, this is a great opportunity for you to start thinking about revamping those, renovating them, if you will, since we're in real estate, and having it all come into alignment with your values and your vision of your company. Because again, we're thinking big picture for the future. We're building an empire. We're building a solid foundation. We're have an infrastructure, and with that comes a brand that's going to live on, hopefully, and going to be a legacy for decades and generations. Okay, we only have C as the answer, so 100% answered C. Awesome. Great. All right, everybody, let's keep going here. Okay, now let's talk about some places where your brand is visible. Your business card, your capability summary sheet, which we're going to actually touch on that next week in marketing. Your brochures, your flyers, your letterhead. We said fax cover sheet. Most people don't use those, but you might have a memo sheet that you use. Postcards, your website, your email, campaigns that you do. So your collateral is your message. It tells a story. What story are you telling? Again, we talked about family branding, hire a professional branding consultant to help you tell the story. So your business card. Your business card is important. Some people say, oh, everything's electronic nowadays. We don't use business cards. A business card is still very important. Here's one of mine. It's important for a few reasons. And I think a business card's value is when you meet somebody in person and you hand them a business card as you're introducing yourself, it allows you to ask them to hand you their business card, or if they're a consumer and they don't have a card, to give you their contact information. Because you really can't ask them for their phone number to follow up with them if you haven't given them your information. That's part of building trust. So I think it's really important to still have business cards and make sure that they look professional. Give them out as much as you can and make sure that they're easy to scan, because a lot of people are putting them digitally into their databases. So here are some examples of great business cards from some of our colleagues. Good use of white space, good contrast, they're readable, scannable. What is a capability sheet? A capability sheet is similar to a resume, but it's at a business-to-business level. It's when you're going to be doing business with REOs or employers or corporate accounts or relocation, right? So it's marketing info, but it's not advertising. It has important data that your clients need, and I suggest a 1-page. So here's a sample of mine, and you will actually get a template sample next week when we talk about marketing. But anyways, there is one that you could use. Your brochures and folders, open houses, events, expos. If you go to maybe your farmer's market, that's a great place to hand these out. Make sure they're professionally designed and that, again, they echo your family branding. Same thing with flyers, right? There's some samples. Flyers, I guess I should mention, the flyers we're looking at now are flyers from some of my favorite real estate agents in the San Luis Obispo area. And they are actually flyers for that person, not a specific property. And it's important to have our flyer that is just for us, branded for, the brokerage owner and each of our agents, as well as for each property that we have. What about your letterhead and memo? Make sure your corporate info is on there and your license number, right? And your logo. Make sure that you have a template that your agents can use if they need to. Postcards. Postcards are really important. You have to meet certain certain size standards for the post office. And if you have an oversized postcard, know that it will cost more to mail that out, right? So postcards are a great way for just listed, just sold, price changes, or events that you're having. Here's some great samples from some great agents who did some outstanding postcards that are very visible. And then you can see some sites on there where you can get postcards. And again, you can also get these at Maxa Designs too. What about your website? Your website is your domain name. And you can also use that same domain name for your email address. So you want to make sure that you have a brief URL, not too long, but try to incorporate keywords, terms that people are going to be searching for on SEO. Again, I don't like realty. Consumers really are not concerned with realty. They're concerned with a home or a house. So try to use those words instead. And again, easy for consumers to spell, easy to remember, recall memory. And then we do have a special offer for you at Realtown. And let's see, I'm not sure if I have it up here. I don't have it up here, but I'm going to go ahead and type it into the chat here. And that is Realtown, because we have a special coupon code for you. Now, if you go to that site, realtown.com, and you select the $129 package for email and website, and you go to checkout, enter the code Brown, right, my last name, and that code will get you a special deal. You'll get $140 plus value for only $99 per year, and that's your domain name and email. Again, you don't want to have your agents out there using, AOL and Earthlink and even Gmail or Yahoo. You want them all to be able to use your email address, and also you want to create an email signature for each of them. These are just some examples, but make sure that they each have their own unique email signature that has your branding on it. That's free. It costs you nothing for this email to go out and to have the branding on there. They're sending emails anyway. Why not put it in there automatically? Style sheet. What is a style sheet? Earlier, I talked to you a little bit about, we also call it a style guide, but it breaks down word usage, jargon, acronyms, abbreviations that are used in the company, but also the font size and style, the margins when they're writing, design, the layout, punctuation, and the branding. Those are really important to make sure that everybody's on the same track. Now, I do have a little gift for you towards the end, so stay tuned, but I am going to be giving you a style sheet sample. And there it is. Actually, I'll just share it with you right now. Oh, file sharing. Okay, we're going to go over here and share a style guide sample. So let me know if you received that. It looks sort of like my example here, and it has style sheet template, has some ways that you can use it for your company. Okay, briefly, as we wrap up here, let's talk about personas. What that is, it's a sample person that you use as an illustration of one of your customers. So say you're trying to attract agents and you go and create a persona, or sort of like an avatar of 3 fictitious agents whom you would like to recruit. And you keep these people in mind when you're doing your marketing and your message. This helps you be a lot more powerful with your message because you know who you're trying to reach. Branding on a budget. I know some of us are saying, all these ideas are so awesome, Regina, but my budget's limited. What do I do? Right? So here's some ideas, again, from my favorite book here from Liz Goodgold, Red Fire Branding. So here's her ideas. Host events. Events are free or low cost, or you can get sponsors to offset the cost. Event is a first-time home buyer. We should be doing those every quarter as a brokerage, right? Selling houses, or financial management, or agents' career nights. So host events. Doing sponsorships, sponsoring local events in town, getting out and doing community service. I know when I was on the secretary of the board for Habitat for Community, there were articles that ran every month about Habitat, and my name was always mentioned in the articles. My aunt would clip them out and send me the newspaper articles. Obviously, this was a long time ago, as we don't have newspaper isn't as prevalent today, but it's amazing how much you can really get from the community service. Giving presentations, teaching classes, and taking content that you have and repurposing it multiple ways. Audio, video, blog, social media, press releases. So think about taking one thing and repurposing it. Now, remember that success is 99% persistence. The rest is just a lot of hard work. That's right. Persistency and consistency are the keys. Here's our 3 books that we recommend today. Get Social Smart from Katie Lance, Build Your Brand Mania from Matt Bertram, and Red Fire Branding with Liz Goodgold. Be sure to check those out on Amazon, but also you can get the audio copy on Audible. So we have some great resources for you, blog and news content. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in over here for you. I'm going to go ahead and put that all in the chat for you. All those great resources. So as I promised, there's some blog and news content, some House Logic, Keeping Current Matters, Page Engage, Client Direct for California Association of Realtor Members. Awesome resources. Go ahead and check those out. Get your content geared up and ready to go. Now we do have a social media calendar for you. I'm going to go ahead and share that right now. And that is our other free gift, is our social media monthly calendar. And it's not filled in, by the way, but it's ready for you to fill it in with that awesome content and your ideas. Could you please let me know if you received the gifts there? Just go ahead and type in the chat so we can know that everybody's able to see the gifts. Social media calendar, and then earlier I gave you the style guide sample. So in summary, we learned about the 9th of 12 steps to build your brokerage empire. We have an activity workbook for you to continue working on over the next few days. And you got 2 bonus downloads, woohoo, and some cool, awesome resources. Irene says, yes, you got them, all of them. Thank you. You're welcome, Irene. And Brittany says, yes, ma'am. Okay, awesome. Gwendolyn says, yes, receive both. Thank you. You're welcome. My pleasure. Today we learned about the Fortune 500 concepts without the M.B.A. price tag. And if there's any questions, please let me know. We are near the end, but you are welcome to contact me at any time. Don't forget the daily planners. That's right. I showed the planners at the beginning. Here's my copy. It's so awesome. And the inside, it is a planner plus a goal achiever. And I know you probably can't see it because of the light, but it's very awesome. Okay, Paola says, receive the style guide and social media calendar. Thank you. You're welcome. And Irene says, can I go back and get caught up since I'm new? Okay, so yes, we're going to talk about that in just a minute, but let me go ahead and put the link in for the planners, because the planner is a great way to brand them for your company and all of your agents. I have brokerage owners who will get 10 or 15 planners with their brand on it that is for all of their agents. Well, we actually do have to order at least 15 to put in a bulk order, but you can do a custom cover for your company. And so that's an awesome idea as well. And Paul says you didn't get the style guide. Okay, let me go back over here. All right, I'm going to put the style guide up right now. Thanks for letting me know, Paul. Okay, there's a style guide. The style guide's up. And you're asking about, can you go back and catch up on sessions 1 through 8? And the answer is yes. Thank you so much for asking. And Irene, we want you to start strong in 2019 and turn your production into profits of pure gold. So we're celebrating with our secret sauce. It's our 24 karat gold secret sauce. And that is sessions 1 through 8. And today we're going to add 9. So you get sessions 1 through 9 at 50% off. Our price right now is $390, and our 50% off is $195. So it's a super good deal. Let me go ahead and put the link in there for you. And I'm also going to share the offer with you. So there is our masterclass bundle discount. Okay, so there it is. I'm sharing the offer with you, and you can just click on it, go to that page. But I do want to talk about it just for a minute, because in this series we have 12 sessions. Now, if you purchase the 8-course bundle, you're going to get all 8 sessions, plus today 9 will be on there later today. And you're also going to get 10, 11, and 12 if you purchase today at the same price. However, if you wait and you get it later, our price is going up because now it's more valuable that we're going to have 12 sessions. So our price will be going up, and the people who join later will have to pay a higher price. But if you get the package now, you get the same price, and all these others get added to you. In addition, we have, you get free access to Crush Your Calendar for Brokerage Owners 2018. You get the Agent Onboarding Demo for brokerages, and you also get Blue Ocean Strategy for brokerage owners. So all of those are complimentary as well, and they're included as part of the bundle. So please let me know if you have any other questions. Okay, the link for the workbook, Paola, yes, let me provide that now. And let's see. Workbook, it's called Masterclass Activity 9. Okay, so I'm sharing the workbook again. It's called Masterclass Activity 9. Hopefully everybody has a chance to download that. Thank you everybody for joining us here at M.B.A. Broker Consultants and our little M.B.A. Business Academy, which sort of is our platform for delivering our courses here. Next week, please stay tuned. Our topic next week is going to be marketing and sales. So this week was about branding. Next week, we're going to take that branding and deliver the message to the consumer and get some sales, get some profit because of all the branding and marketing and promotions and ads that we've done. So, okay, I see you got it. And Happy New Year. Yay! Awesome. You too. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Some of you may be wondering what's coming after session 12. Well, after session 12, we're going to start a new series, and it's called Be the Boss and Dominate Your Market. We're going to talk about real estate brokerages that innovate, differentiate, and capture unique market share with blue ocean strategy success. And that will be really awesome. We'll have a chance to work through all about innovation. And then after that series, we're going to go into Drive Profits to the Max. And I'm going to show you how to rev up your brokerage and make the most amount of money possible. So again, we do have consultations with brokerage owners, aspiring brokers, and if you want to discover new innovative markets. I don't have this on here. Maybe I do have an offer. Let's see, remove offer. Okay, I just published the offer for the daily planners. I don't have a slide for this because it's pretty new, but we are launching something brand new. If you check your email on that I sent you from my other email that comes through Lion Desk, I talked about, scroll down to the end of the email, and I talked about the launch of our membership sites. And our membership sites are going to be really super awesome. We're going to have a lot of free gifts for you. We're going to have unlimited courses you can take. We're going to have group consulting sessions, brainstorming, masterminding, and also one-to-one individual consulting calls where we work through these things and help you improve your brokerage and become more profitable. So all of these things will be launched very soon. So please stay tuned to your email or feel free to reach out to me at any time and let me know if you have any questions. But we're very excited about the launch and you'll be hearing more about that. So definitely stay tuned for that. This concludes the end of Scale Up Your Brokerage, Step 9, Branding and Image, and the blueprints to build your empire profitably. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us today. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, and keep working on your business, not in your business. Woohoo! Okay, Brittany says, thank you, Regina. Have a great day and Happy New Year. Yes, you as well. Yay, everybody. I hope everybody has a prosperous year and have those goals set, achieve those goals. And remember, you can always watch my Crush Your Calendar 2019 for brokerages and get some great tips on starting out for the year. Don't forget to get your planner and get yourself on track. Let's see, there we go. And get yourself on track, ready to achieve your goals and help your agents achieve their goals as well with goal setting, accountability, coaching or mentoring, and just making sure that everybody has a clear vision and your values align with that vision. So thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wealthy, winning Wednesday, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Stay tuned, and we've got more great stuff coming for you to help you knock it out of the park in 2019 at your brokerage. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye, everybody.